Hey, it's Chris Aiken from the Classic Metal Show, and I want to invite you to my first ever public book signing. I'll be doing a special reading, question and answer session, and a signing of my new book, Little Victories, A Tale of Divorce, Debauchery, and Finding Happiness on Thursday, March 20th at Visible Voice Books, located at 1023 Kenilworth Road, Cleveland, Ohio, 44113. I'll have a limited supply of Little Victories on hand to sign. I'll be reading selections from Little Victories, as well as telling stories and reading some material that was left out of Little Victories. I'll end with a Q&A session that will be a no-holds-barred affair. The signing will be from 7 to 9 p.m. at Visible Voice Books, 1023 Kenilworth Road, Cleveland, Ohio, 44113. Come out, have some fun, and be a part of a rare appearance from me, Chris Aiken.
It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That's Halloween featuring Andy Darris on lead vocal, and the name of that tune is called Mr. Torture from the Dark Ride. And just before that, kicking off the show tonight, we heard something from the Adrenaline Mob from their Coverta. Is that how you say it, Chris? Coverta release?
Sounds good to me.
With High Wire. And walking the high wire, as always, is my good friend, Chris Aiken. What's going on, Chris?
Ready to talk. I don't even really want to hear any music tonight. Just talk all night.
Really? Are you just in a mood to vent and, let it all out?
I kind of am. For a rare change, you and I actually did an ounce of show prep this week.
Just an ounce, huh?
Well, we did an ounce. We talked for about a half hour, and I think we have a really good Snatch Chat coming up later.
Oh,
so
right.
I'm definitely ready to do Snatch Chat tonight, and let's face it, right out the bat, we're going to talk about that Jeff Tate video.
Sure.
There's no way we can not talk about that.
Well, let's be like Talking Metal, so everybody has no idea what we're talking about.
Okay, yeah. Well, there's that Jeff Tate video.
All right. Well, tonight on the Classic Metal Show, we're going to interview Mike Orlando of the Adrenaline Mob, as well as one of your favorites, Andy Darris from Halloween. But Andy is promoting a solo release called Andy Darris and the Bad Bankers.
Yeah, it's a project. It's his, I don't know what you'd call it, his Illuminati project or something.
Right.
Instead of doing all the Halloween stuff that's all, magic and dragons and whatnot, it's like bad bankers and, how the world is corrupt and, everything is like Illuminativille, which, that just lures me right in. So it's a double shot of goodness for me. It's Andy Darris and it's, conspiracy theory. It's all good.
Sure. Well, I know how much you enjoy that conspiracy theory stuff, and this is going to be right up your alley.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait to talk to Andy.
Sure, absolutely. Well, tonight also on the Classic Metal Show, we're going to have our good friend CMS Mikey return away from his studies.
Yeah.
He's breaking away to do a couple of CD reviews for us, and it's been a while since we've had Mikey on the show.
Yeah, do we just call him CMS Adult Mikey now?
Well, we haven't really referred to him as, CMS preteen Mikey.
Right.
Which is why we haven't played his bumper in a long time. But get on that, Wheezy. Mikey is a teenager now, so he's no longer the preteen Mikey. So get on it, Wheezy.
Yeah, we need a junior one. Just Mikey Jr.
Yeah. Start working. Just start earning your non-pay, Wheezy.
That's right. And speaking of him, last night I was listening to the KEIF Thanksgiving morning show that we did with Mikey.
Yeah, that was one of our favorites.
That is fucking priceless, dude. There's no two ways about every segment on that is funny.
I know.
Mikey being 12 and just not having a clue what we were talking about.
And the thing is we were playing some really old classic rock tunes that had, subliminal meaning to it, and he was trying to decipher it.
Yeah, and he could, but he didn't want to.
Right.
That was the best part, and oh my God, you and I both just got off some real zingers there.
Sure. Well, who would have ever thought that something as old as Led Zeppelin or even Gordon Lightfoot would have had something so, blatant in their music without actually saying it?
I know. Both songs, blatant fuck music.
Exactly. And Mikey just could not bring himself to explain to us what it is they were talking about.
So great. My mom's going to give me the hook if I tell you.
Right.
So great.
Yeah. So anyway, we're glad to have the return of CMS Mikey to do some CD reviews, and we'll catch up with him and see what's going on in his world, being that this is the what do you want to call this? This is the down. What's the term I'm looking for?
Downslope or whatever?
Yeah, the downslope for his scholastic career.
Well, his high school scholastic career. This kid's going to be probably in school as long as he's already been.
Right.
You know he's got 12 more ahead of him.
Sure. So, he's coasting to the finish of his high school career, and you and I have plans to be there to congratulate him on his graduation day.
Yeah, as the plan goes, there is a definite plan for you and I to make the trip to Maryland. There's been discussion about actually broadcasting from Mikey's party, which I don't know if we're going to do that or not. I don't know if we even want to do that or not. Do you?
Well, it's that's kind of a private family function thing, but maybe we'll knock out just a 10-minute podcast. Who knows? Yeah,
something. I Big Mike and Mikey as well have both indicated that they'd like to do that, and I'm like, you know what? You're gonna have a whole lot of family there.
Yeah. Well, it might be just a little 10-minute thing.
Yeah, I'm not thinking 6 hours of us doing our thing in front of all his grandmothers.
No, I don't think so.
That might be tough.
No, I would agree. Well, speaking of podcasts and whatnot, you know that I'm the big Spreaker fan, and we can't go a week without me mentioning it. But did you see the first segment of last week's show, the worst albums?
I have not looked at Spreaker at all this week.
As of right now, it's over 900 listens.
Jesus, really?
900 listens.
Wow.
It's got as many listens as any one of our popular interviews, like a Phil Anselmo.
Al Salmon. El Salmon.
Yeah. It's got as many listens as any one of our more popular interviews that we've done, which really just shocked me when I saw that. I was just like, really? Wow.
And while that's a long segment, it really kind of just was just a fuck around segment.
It was, but apparently the people who used the Spreaker enjoyed it.
Well, good. I'm liking that.
Yeah, so I thought that was cool. It wasn't a knockdown, drag out, over the top silly show last week.
No.
But it's gotten a lot of downloads. All the segments have gotten a lot of downloads this week, and the quote unquote the followers just keep increasing. We're heading up towards 6,000 now.
I know it's amazing how well the show has picked up speed. Especially in I'd say the last about 8 months.
Yeah, it's just staggering how that works. So
and it's fun, and believe me, it's definitely fun. And I love watching other shows out there that are they're working hard and they're promoting their thing too. But we don't do that. We don't go out of our way. I mean, we talk about on the show what the numbers are, but that's about it. We don't really. I don't think we pat ourselves on the back too much.
Right.
But, it's just amazing to me. I see so many other shows that are working a whole lot harder than we are, and and they're just not getting the same numbers. I don't get it.
I think it's just the content.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think people just relate, and I think one of the things, I personally, my own observation of since I came back, and it's an observation on both of us, not just me, but we both just tell real stories now.
Right.
Where before, even in the old days, we never really told a lot of shit about ourselves.
Well, number one, you were married at the time.
Right, so I kind of couldn't.
Yeah, you really couldn't say too much, because if you really let everybody have a peek into the life of Chris Aiken,
right,
there would have been more hell to pay than already was being paid.
Right, allegedly.
And because of circumstances that have happened to me, and I'm not going to mention names, but I think you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I chose to keep my private life private because it had unintended consequences when I didn't.
Right. Oh, I remember.
So, there's a reason for that. But now that you have been on your own and you're only responsible to you and only have to answer to you, a majority of the time talking about personal relationships and experiences, you're the only one to account for that. And as far as I'm concerned, what I'm doing as far as kind of letting people have a peek into my life is the run up to, getting my book started and launched for the 20th anniversary of the show. So it's sort of like book prep in a way.
Sure. And it's good to do because you know what, dude? And that's very similar to what I did with Little Victories on Facebook. I talked about some of my divorce shit on the show, but not a lot. I don't think I did. Not too much, but I did talk about it all the time on Facebook, and I used that as kind of a barometer on a lot of things. I would see what the response was, and if people were into it, then I'd consider it to write a chapter about it. And if people were if I got two likes or whatever, then I was like, guess there's nothing there.
Right.
So it is kind of the same thing. I'm excited about your book, by the way. Your book's going to be fun. I can't wait to write this thing.
I know that, even though you've known me for, let's see, when I meet you in 98,
right.
So we're looking at 16 years here.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a lot of stuff you don't know.
Oh, I'm sure I don't know 9/10 of it.
Right. And when I do reveal stuff to you, you're just like, really, dude? Holy shit.
Well, you know what it is that I guess I buy into my own hype sometimes, and the hype of the show. I'm the wild one. You're the one that keeps everything under control. You're the one that keeps the peace. And then you tell some stories about some chick with a knife to your throat or some shit. It's like, get out of here. That's a Chris story.
Right. Right, exactly. So, anyway, we'll do a little bit of snatch chat tonight.
Yes.
Which, I revealed a story to you, which you were just like, oh, Jesus, really?
Yeah, I was like, you must be fucking kidding. I think my first answer was, why are we doing this here and not on the show?
Yeah. So we're going to do a little bit of that tonight. And like I said, Mikey's coming up, and we've got Mike Orlando from Adrenaline Mob and Andy Darris of Halloween with his solo release and some music news. And who knows, we might get into that talking metal segment that we mentioned last week.
Sure.
That has a lot of Ace references, apparently. I have not listened to it, so I'm just going to take our fans' word for it.
Yeah, we'll let the fans roll with that one because I haven't listened to I didn't even download it. I just assume it sucks.
Nice. Well, at my office today, the subject of the Wang Bar came up again today.
Now, I have a topic. I have a story about the Wang Bar.
All right, we'll save it for a little bit later.
All right, because I actually asked a professional guitarist.
Okay, I don't want to know about it now.
No, we'll tell it later.
Right, but the comment that Explain Me guy, was asking about the talking metal.
Uh-huh.
I said we were talking about your Streets of Rock and Roll thing that you did for Ron Keel.
Sure.
And I had mentioned to you that I listened to the show, and you got off a good line. You were kind of talking about the Bret Michaels cologne.
Okay.
And you just off the cuff said about Bret Michaels having a cologne. You go, geez, what's next? Ron Keel with the Right to Smell Good cologne? That was a good line. That was a nice line. And then
get something off in my 3 minutes of talking.
Right. Well, the thing that got me about the whole talking metal segment was when we were talking about the Wang Bar, and I said, "Is that a piece of hardware on a guitar, or is that a gay pickup joint?"
Right.
And you said Ace Frehley's belt buckle was the Wang Bar for that faggot.
Remember saying that, but okay.
Ace Frehley's belt buckle is the Wang Bar.
I really do get off some shit that I don't remember, don't I?
Yeah, that was a good one. So I just caught that the other day when I was listening back on the Spreaker.
That's hilarious.
All right. Well, anyway, if you are listening to the Classic Metal Show and you're listening to us on the Spreaker or on the CMS Radio Network, you can join us in the chat room. We're over there at chatandkill.com. chatandkill.com. Just jump in there, be a part of the show, and hang out with us because, unlike the metal madman, we don't have 49 in our chat room.
No, we don't.
Not like what Mark Nero says.
No, we suck like that.
Yeah, because Madman had 49 in his chat room.
Holy shit.
So why don't you join us in the chat room, chatandkill.com. Chatandkill.com. Very easy if you have a Facebook page or Gmail or on Google. What do they call that?
Google Plus.
Is it Google Plus or whatever? You can just sign in with whatever name you use for those things. So it's very easy. Or if you don't have any of those, which is hard to believe, you can.
Unless you're Neeley.
Well, I have Google Plus.
Yeah, and you have Twitter too, don't you?
Yeah, I do have Twitter.
Don't ever use it.
Well, what am I going to Twitter? Seriously, I hit a big pothole on my way to work today.
You should.
Yeah.
You should tweet. You know what you should tweet? Everything Explain Me Guy says.
Yeah.
You should just put the Twitter, on your phone, and just anytime Explain Me Guy says something funny, you should just type Explain Me Guy says and turn it into the Explain Me Guy Twitter.
Right.
That would be fun.
Sure.
He'd probably get pissed within a minute. But
I don't think so. I think he would just find it that, man, I'm being included in the show, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
This is awesome.
Hey, by the way, so since we're doing the plugs on listening and whatever, did I tell you that we're officially sort of back on an old friend's radio station?
Really?
I actually let us be syndicated.
Ooh.
We are back on Uncontrolled Net Noise. Remember those guys?
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was. Remember last week you asked me if I knew Corey Harker, and I said,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's a guy in a band,
and a shitty band, and all that.
No, he's not. He's a guy that owns and runs Uncontrolled Net Noise.
Were you embarrassed?
No, not me. I'm an idiot. I don't.
It's like, dude, you carried the show for a couple of years. I have no idea who you are.
Well, it's not. You know what? And it's bad too because I actually corresponded a lot with Corey back in the day. But as I tell everybody, my memory stinks.
Yeah.
I really don't remember what I say from week to week and who I talk to and whatever. And, Corey reached out to me this week and was like, hey, dude, really want to carry the show again. I want to make it the flagship of Uncontrolled Noise, Uncontrolled Net Noise.
Hey, good luck with that.
Well, we are. And I'll tell you what, we are listed first on their page. You can look it up right now if you got the computer. Okay. Uncontrolled Noise with a Z because that's cooler.
Yeah, I remember that.
Uncontrollednoise.com. And the first show that lists, The Classic Metal Show.
Okay.
And then next to that, below or to the side of us, number 2, as I would like to call it.
Right.
Eddie Trunk.
Nice. Now, how is he? Oh, there we go. Saturday, 8 p.m. and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah.
Look
so
at
we
him.
Pushed that fucking Eddie Trunk. I, me.
Well, how come he got the Hairball John show up there?
I think they just run repeats of it.
Holy shit. How about
in fact, I know they only run repeats of it because I know John's not doing that.
Well, how about this tour bus? Is that still on?
Yeah, that still goes.
Really? Is that still on?
It's still on. Somebody's doing it somewhere. I know a certain syndication company that's not carrying it anymore.
Well, who's hosting it?
Ralph, I think.
He's still on there?
Yeah, I think Ralph is still on it.
Oh, boy.
But he doesn't have his syndication deal. Oh. That's the way I understand it.
Okay. And how is it that he's carrying Eddie Trunk Rocks? Is he just bootlegging that?
Beats me.
All right.
I didn't ask. I mean, he asked me to carry our show, so I'll assume he asked Eddie to carry his.
Somehow I don't think Eddie would do it without being paid somehow.
Maybe Eddie's being paid.
Well, we better get paid if Eddie's getting paid.
Oh, then you need to negotiate these deals. You know how my negotiation goes?
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Hey, can I carry the show? Sure.
Go ahead and do it.
Sure, here's the link.
Right. Well, if Eddie's getting paid, I better get paid.
Yeah, that's right, pal.
Yeah.
I.
Yeah, me.
I want to be paid.
Noise. I like the little skull head with the headphones on.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. All right, dude. Well, what do you say?
Hi to our friends at Uncontrolled Noise that are listening right now.
And here you didn't even know this guy.
Well, I knew him. I just didn't remember his name. All right, I suck. What do you want me to say?
All right. How come
you didn't remember either?
Well, I didn't negotiate with this guy. How come they have an ISO app and ours is still in development?
Because I haven't seen my brother since you did.
Oh, okay. Really? Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Where's he
That's
been?
the last time I saw him. Well, he was here once. I take that back. I saw him once, but we all got hammered. He came over. He literally came over to show me the app.
Yeah.
And then he made this mead. Did I tell you this?
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah, I saw the bottles that had the corks in it with the little metal stopper thing in there.
Yeah, well, he came over and it was on a Wednesday, and that's a problem. So he came over and Scotty was here, and him and Scotty drank all those bottles of mead.
Yeah, all I can think of when you say mead is
right?
Mead wench.
Right, from that one segment
right.
that we
Mead wench. Why don't you get me another drink there, Droopy Drawers?
Yeah, get me some mead, wench.
Right. Nice. All right, we got CMS Mikey waiting in the wings. He's going to come on and review the Ron Keel release as well as the new one from Vandenberg, which I hate the name, Vandenberg Moon Kings.
Yeah, that name sucks a fat dick.
I don't know why he just didn't call it Vandenberg.
Probably, these guys. Well, it doesn't have the same fucking triangle player, so it's a different band.
Yeah, but it's his band. It's like Dokken.
Yeah, it's Vandenberg. As long as Adrian Vandenberg is in it, it's either called Vandenberg or Whitesnake.
Right.
And that's it.
Right. But anyway, Mikey's going to come on. We haven't talked to Mikey in a long time. I'm looking forward to catching up with him. So I'm going to play something from this Vandenberg Moon Kings.
All right.
And that is the name of the album, by the way. And, I'm a big fan of Adrian Vandenberg. I enjoyed him in Whitesnake. I like the Vandenberg band. And even though it has a sucky title, this album is really good.
It is. Did you like the tune with Coverdale?
Yes, I did.
Sailing Ships, a redo?
Yeah, we might as well just play that.
Yeah, that's a good tune, man. I like that.
Are you talking about Steal Away?
No, Sailing Ships. Sailing Ship, the last tune.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Sailing Ships featuring David Coverdale. Right. Yeah. Well, let's play that.
All right.
Well, we're going to play Vandenberg's Moon Kings with Sailing Ships featuring David Coverdale on vocal.
All right.
And we'll bring CMS Mikey on. So here it is. It's Vandenberg exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Hey, it's Chris Aiken from the Classic Metal Show. Most people know me as the foul-mouthed shock jock from the Classic Metal Show, or the no-nonsense heavy metal critic from pitriff.com. Now you get to learn the other side. My first book, Little Victories, A Tale of Divorce, Debauchery, and Finding Happiness, comes out on January 13th in paperback and digital formats on Amazon and iTunes. It details my real-world emotional struggles over a year that included a divorce after a quarter-century of marriage and the death of my father. It profiles things I did right, as well as a bevy of things that I did wrong with the help of alcohol, and how I found my way out of the muck of the emotional state that almost saw me commit suicide. Pre-order your copy of Little Victories, A Tale of Divorce, Debauchery, and Finding Happiness today at www.chrisaikenbooks.com and get in touch with the more fallible side of me, Chris Aiken. Sounds happy, huh?